All right, we are here at Hoppin Vines. Received a special invite to come hang and check out the place. You know, we've been here before, but we have a great opportunity to sit with some of the owners. I want you guys to introduce yourselves.
Yeah, I'm Kyle Burkholder. I live in Cincinnati, and I've been with Hoppin Vines since we opened in 2019.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm Brian O'Connell. We've been open for 8 years now, or 7.5 years now, and I've moved up here to open Hoppin Vines with these guys.
Hey everybody, David Sylvestain. I live here in Madeira, just down the road, and have been part of the founders and ownership group ever since we opened, and I help curate the 40 beers we have on draft. They're always rotating. Every week you're going to find a new menu as you come in here every time you visit.
And honestly, that's the highlight for me.
That's what we like about
There's
this.
nowhere in Cincinnati where you can try this many different Cincinnati beers, plus things from other places you never heard of. We said earlier, our first Black Stack beer was here. We'd never heard of them. We were blown away, so we've been drinking Black Stack ever since.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. Now, you guys indicated earlier that you were 3 of the owners. How many owners are there?
So
19.
Yeah,
No, I'm just
there's
kidding.
a big group. There's the group of us. There's 4 of us who are designated as founders.
Okay.
Who really established Hoppin Vines.
Gotcha.
But we extended the ownership group far and wide, right? So we have owners that aren't actively on premise every day,
Okay,
but are
gotcha.
part of
Yeah.
creating the concept and believed in what the brand we wanted to bring to Cincinnati,
Great.
and creating that connection that we wanted with not only the Madeira community but the Cincinnati community in total.
Okay, awesome. Yeah. So why don't you talk a little bit about how this place got started, and tell me about the name Hoppin Vines. We got an idea about that, but tell us where that came from and kind of how you guys launched.
So this really formed from one of my best friends and Brian's brother-in-law, Steve Shomes.
Okay.
And this was an idea that he really had in his mind and he put on paper and then started talking with us. And we just love this concept. We said there's nothing like this in Cincinnati.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
How could you bring together the best breweries in Cincinnati, regionally, even nationally,
Yeah.
a killer wine list, the best cocktails, and then create entertainment? We have duck pin bowling, and then make really high elevated food you're not going to typically find
I
in
had
your
some good
local
stuff
beer
tonight.
joint. And so then he started ideating, and he and I worked in sales together. It's how we met.
Okay.
And he said, well, if you're going to sell it, you got to have the ethos of what you're trying to do in the name, so people got to get it.
Okay. Yeah.
So Hoppin Vines, there's 3 things there.
It's
There's,
all 3. Yeah.
We missed the pin.
We had hop and we had vine. We didn't.
if you say it fast, Hoppin Vines, you don't quite get it. But you get hop. There you go. Pin,
Duck pin bowling.
vines.
Wine.
There you go.
Pizza. I'm just kidding. Hop and vine pizza. No, I'm just
So before I moved here, I was working for a very large brewery in North Carolina called Foothills. So shout out Foothills. It's an amazing brewery in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. But Steve and I had been talking back and forth for months and months and months. And at a certain point, I said, hey, do you need anyone to come up there and run it? And luckily, you know, I was able to have that opportunity to come up and join forces with these guys here.
That's awesome, yeah.
You know, we were very excited. You know, when we started out, we planned on being a brewery. At the time, you know, the Ohio liquor law stipulated that, you know, 90% of what you sold had to be kind of what you created, right? So that only left 10% for the other part of things, of having a great wine list, having a great bourbon cocktail list, and also, you know, selling food, things like that. So anyways, we were excited to be able to do all that, but we couldn't do that with a brewery license. Now that's changed since 2020, thankfully. Almost like a prohibition law in a sense, right?
Yeah.
You know, like, but that's changed, and so now we're in a place that we were able to, instead we pivoted and we decided on what Kyle will come in, and you know, he was living in Columbus at the time, and said, have you tried this duck pin bowling? And that would be a ton of fun for families, friends, and groups to come in and play. But yeah, the duck pin bowling was the right move for us because it gave us the opportunity to create all these partnerships with local breweries and nationally well-known breweries that you just can't find everywhere.
Another fun part back from the very beginning. I remember my first time in this building, we were walking on dirt, and we had taken over a really iconic old TGIFridays building.
Yeah.
And but we wanted to express our intent in a really intentional way. And so it was great to be able to take it down to the studs and really create every aspect that is now unique to Hoppin Vines. We're sitting in the vine room, right?
Yeah.
And that was a vision that we had to be able to create these spaces for community, for connection, alongside all of the wonderful space that's out there. And so it took some intent there, but that vision was from the very beginning that we needed it to be in alignment with all of the aspirations that we have for it. And so it's still exciting to see the space matching that from a quality, an aesthetic, a community perspective.
There's something about taking good bones and making it what you want. You buy that fixer-upper house and like, man, how's this ever going to be what I want? And then you blow out a wall, you make a great kitchen, and you just love it. It's that kind of thing. Like,
that's right.
Putting the blood, sweat, and tears into it. So.
Yeah. No, 100%.
Well, one question I had is with some of the challenges that the craft brewery scene has seen lately between non-alcoholic beers becoming on the rise, and just in general, it seems like there's been a shift in the drinking patterns, especially of the younger crowd. How have you all adapted to that? I know you have a great NA beer menu, but what other ways have you kind of rolled with those punches lately?
Well, I think it starts with community, really. I mean, I think when you become when you can become a central hub for people, family, friends to be able to gather, that helps a lot, right? When we talk about Hoppin Vines, when we started, we called it an no compromise model, where we felt like there was something for everyone, and we continue to enhance that model no matter what the market's going to show. We think that right now the best beer in the world is being brewed, and we have access to it. And that's really the challenge, is picking the best of the
narrowing
best,
it down
right?
to 40.
Yeah. So I think if you look at the problem like an opportunity, I think you'll see growth coming back. And yes, I mean, at a certain point there were 60 plus breweries in the greater Cincinnati area, right?
Yeah.
Can a population sustain that? That helped us make that decision to pivot, but also be a supporter of craft beer,
Because you can try 30 of them here and it
100%.
Yeah. I can't 40, go to 30 breweries.
40.
Well,
40.
some of them aren't local, right? But
That's
yes.
true.
So
Yeah.
I can go to 30 breweries in a week, but
I will admit, we have Guinness on tap. I love a good Guinness every once in a while. I don't know who doesn't, but it's just something for the knee-jerk orders that come up, and you go, yeah, we got something for you. You know what I mean? That's part of the model as well, right?
Our biggest focus was, you're not going to walk in here and see 40 beers that you see in every other national chain walking down the road.
Yeah. Absolutely.
You're going to walk in here and say, this is part of the discovery. And we love it when someone comes in and says, well, I've never seen a list like this, and I've not seen 10 of these breweries that you have represented here. We're like, great, get a flight, try them out, and we're going to introduce you to Cincinnati and regional breweries that you may never have heard of. And we want to be on the front end of that. And so we talk to our distributors. We're always having our feelers out for the newest, greatest local and regional breweries, and saying, like, who's the next up and coming brewery that we want to showcase here, and have people introduced to the first time ever come into Hoppin Vines. They go, that's amazing. And now, where is this? And ideally, they may go visit that brewery and say, I heard about you here.
Well, and I want to take this opportunity, David, can you keep going on the partnerships and the collaborations that we've been intentional with, right, in the community?
It's been critical for us, right? From the very beginning. Before our doors were opened, I've always been a huge fan of the local brewing scene here. We have some of the best brewers and some of the best ownership groups in the country.
Amen.
I put Cincinnati against anybody in that.
Anybody.
Amen.
And I literally took so many of them our business plan and said, this is our imagination. This is what we want to create, and we want you to be a part of it. And the Hickey family at Streetside, all in, right?
I can remember pulling out shits our model plans of the building to them
Yeah.
and be like, and this is where your beer will go. You know?
Exactly.
Right there.
And the Collins brothers over at Third Eye.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Yep.
They opened a year after us, but they saw our vision.
Yeah,
We
that's awesome.
met Josh and Heather, who are the owners of Dank House, just east of Columbus. We met them at Streetside.
Yeah.
Created,
That's awesome. Yeah.
This is all about community. It's about relationships. It's about connection. What we don't want to do is just pour beer and create a transaction.
Yeah.
What we'd
It's
love
not
to do
another
is
tavern,
say, hey, I was just talking to Garrett about the newest brewery, the brew that he's making over at Streetside. I
Yeah.
was just talking to Kelly Montgomery. Did you know he won another medal at Great American Beer
Believe
Fest?
it.
And I got to collab with him multiple times on
awesome. Yeah.
the I Live for Hops, which you guys talked
Yeah.
about.
Yep.
Like the ability
I
for
think
us
the
to
greatest
create that.
compliment I heard was Kelly from Third Eye said, David brings up hops I haven't even heard of yet.
That's getting to be a challenge.
It was like, I looked at David and I was like, he just won the gold medal right there. Like, he just won the gold medal.
Kelly is kind of like a beer savant too, so
100%,
say that,
100%.
big praise.
Yeah.
But it's those connections and that authenticity that we try to then replicate with our relationships and our beer list every single time.
And I want to add on to that also, yeah. So back to your question, the community feel, and also we have such a focus not only on beer, right, on a great wine list, a bourbon list, the duck pin. It's given us an ability to pivot and to lean into some of those different areas. We're excited to be launching coming up in July, Mahjong focus,
Okay.
right? And another way to be bringing the community into our place, right?
Yeah, we'll have 101 and 201 classes. No matter if you never played the game before or not, it's going to be super fun because it's a great way to learn a new game that's like taking over the country right now. It's
everywhere.
It's fun.
And that's one of the benefits of the space that we envisioned is this is a community space,
Yeah.
right? And so we've been able to continue to kind of pivot and bend as the market's changed, right? To meet the community in different ways. So
You guys hit on two things. I think I can speak for Ryan on this, but two things that we're all about. You said discovery earlier. So we'll drink a full beer, like in a pint glass from time to time, but probably 75% of the time we're drinking tasters because we just want to try everything we can possibly try. So
Right.
that's something that drew us to this place. Another piece is community. As we've gotten into what we're doing, all the people we've met, the doors that have been opened, just getting a chance to talk to people like you guys or different brewers and stuff. There's a really strong sense of community in Cincinnati, and I think it's really great.
It's the greatest part about living in Cincinnati.
Yeah.
I mean, like I'm a transplant here, and I can tell you, this is home for me now.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, I mean, it's been home for me for a very long time, and I'm proud to be a Cincinnatian.
Yeah.
one fun story. Well, actually, and today is the day that I moved to Cincinnati. So
Okay.
yeah, as of today,
Yeah, I was gonna say, I was like, nice throw-in that you live in Cincinnati.
it is official as of today.
That's awesome. Yeah.
It is, right? And I've obviously been involved here for many years. One fun story, though, just on back to community, and you talk about the flights. Steve, we've mentioned Steve Shomes, right, is one of the biggest founders. His dad built our flight boards.
Yes, yeah, he
that's
did.
Right?
awesome. Yeah.
The ones
He did,
the models that David's got, right?
Yeah,
Were the
okay,
and his dad had built those
Yeah.
out for us at launch. So just another kind of homegrown aspect into who we are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's not like something handmade like that. There's extra value in it.
Oh, 100%.
That's right.
Awesome. Yeah.
And that he's a good woodworker doesn't hurt either.
Oh,
Cheers
yeah.
to George.
Yeah,
To
yeah,
George
yeah.
Shum.
Cheers.
I'll
To
cheers.
George
Yeah.
Shum.
George. Woo.
All right, George. Thanks for the good flight boards.
I'm about to try a beer I've never had before.
Yes.
What I love about this place.
Which one are
This
you
is the
trying?
rye wine.
Oh.
So looking to the rye wine.
Perennial Cyrus.
Yeah.
This is a really special beer that we got in for our 7th anniversary. And as you might imagine, it doesn't sell incredibly fast because it's a pretty high alcohol beer.
Luckily,
But-
it has about a 9-year shelf life. You know what that thing.
It smells like it has
It's very good
But-
though.
So Perennial, they're out of St. Louis.
Yeah.
Probably, if you've heard of their
We've
beers,
had some
they're
Perennials,
making,
yeah.
and the rye wine is a really elevated beer, and it's going to give you some like raisin characteristics. It's going to give
Okay.
you a little bit more boozy flavor than you're typically used to from a standard beer profile.
How's that different? We've had some like rye, like barrel age. Is it similar, or is the wine part's new to me?
The wine is more of the flavor profile.
Okay.
That it's going to have a bit more of that boozy characteristic that's not necessarily like the rye barrel aged or whiskey flavored.
Yeah.
It's going to have a lot more of that fruit forward
Some acidity to it and
a
stuff.
little bit of
maybe?
acidity,
Yeah.
like big fruit forward flavors.
From what I'm tasting, imagine like some of the barley wines we've had, but then add in like that rye character.
That little bit of
to it.
spiciness, right?
Mm-hmm. It's kind of like a rye, like the booziness too, but also it may just be this particular one. But there is a syrupy sweetness at the end too. That kind of balances it all out by the time you get to the end of it. It's
So really, really high alcohol, but more of a really true like sip and savor type experience. That's really, really unique.
I do like those.
You're not going to see a lot of those, right? Because they don't sell in volume. So again, a lot of places are shy to put them on tap.
Yeah.
We actually want to create that of like, I've never had a rye wine.
Yeah.
Let me go to Hoppin Vines and
yeah.
try this. And we want to create that experience where you do try something you never had before.
It does seem like people are shifting away from the high ABV stuff, but I like those, especially since we drink flights. I can drink all those I want because it's in a tiny glass. So bring on all the boozy beers.
What's actually interesting about some of the trends that we're seeing, and as I talk to our partners like Third Eye and Street Side, certainly some of the lower ABV elements are, the light lagers and those are moving in volume as they always have. What's interesting is they're actually seeing as the beer trends change, they're actually seeing a shift back a bit to some of the higher ABV stouts and some of the barrel-aged beers of maybe not in quantity, but if I'm going to invest in myself and say I really want a great beer today, then I want a bit more of that elevated experience. They're starting to see some trends come back even in their own draft sales.
Yeah. I always think too with breweries, it all comes down to the brewery's identity and what they do. So even with the higher ABV, like the people who go to Third Eye, the people who go Street Side, the people who go Wandering Monster, the people who go Fabled, they're going there in part because they like those high ABV beers that they're putting out there. So it's like certain breweries bring in the crowd that want that specific type of beer. So I think there's a place, and it's all, I always equate beers to like Baskin Robbins. Like you need the variety.
31 flavors.
You gotta have something for everybody. Like you need, because not everyone's got like one type of beer, but like, hey, there's this other one over here. You might like that one. Try that one. So.
And the ability to sample too. I mean, we're not going to serve it in a plastic spoon, but you can sample any of the beers that we have up here.
Yeah.
You don't have to pot commit to that high ABV stout. You may try as many as you want, to an extent, but you can try as many as you want.
And
you know what I mean?
One hot tip for Hoppin Vines: if you get some of these higher ABV stouts, I think you guys got to try it earlier, but we have a coal-fired skillet cookie.
Oh yeah, perfect pairing.
You pair it with one of these. I mean, that is a heavenly dessert.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So I just threw that in.
Just pour it all over the top of it.
We can do that.
Speaking of stouts, we didn't get the same thing for this one. I'm going to try the Champerado, Speak of the Devil. I saw cinnamon and I was sold.
From Street Side.
Street Side. I have 2 Street Side stouts here, so.
Yeah. While you're drinking that, I'm going to ask a question about the beer curation around here, because I think I was telling Brian earlier, like, south of here, you've got Standard OTR, who does a great job with curation, but far fewer taps. And then you go way north, Barrel House Dayton, again, great selection, fewer taps. And like you're the only one that's kind of in the middle. Sometimes Jungle Gyms does pretty good. They just don't have some of the, more regional and national beers that you have here. All that build up to say, like when you run out and you have a spot open on your tap board and you have to refill it, do you base it on style? Are you basing it on brewery? What goes into, do you try to have certain styles always available? And what goes into kind of planning what's going to be on that board with 40 different
This
options?
is something Brian and I tag team on, and I'm going to let him talk through the strategy, because it's brilliant.
So it's the best thing in the world. Let me just put it that way. It's the best part of my job. Oh man, I can't wait to talk about it. All right, so David gets to have the most fun though, but in limited quantities. So David works on building our profile with these other breweries and things like that to kind of help us be able to kind of get the run of the land and have a really good time with their brewing system and let us experience with things. You know, we've done multiple collaborations every year. But what I do on a day-to-day basis is I get to meet with the distributors. Now, a lot of these reps are coming in to give samples, but Untapped is such a great feature that I think everyone uses. Like, I can trust Untapped at this point in my life, but being able to pick out some of these beers from these places because you're looking at what's available. You're seeing, okay, is this interesting? How much do we need to fill in of a lager gap to IPA to, double pastry stout? All those things kind of come into play. It does kind of play with the way the market goes, like the seasonality of it. Right now we probably only are going to have 3 to 4 high ABV stouts on, but we'll pick the best ones that we can find to put in. Most of the time we're trying to find those unique, like I've never tried a lime kolsch with electrolytes. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff that's coming out right now that is unbelievably breaking edge. But the way we really pick things is we chat, we go, oh. And that's the noise that you make when you go, I just had a beer, oh, let's get it. It's kind of that.
Heart, like...
it kind of comes down to that, have you tried this one? Is that not how we chat?
It is pretty much those, it's caveman grunts.
Yeah.
And how we pick, no.
Yeah. 100%.
But we will, honestly, our distributors know that we want to be first in line.
That's awesome.
So the minute a new brewery hits the distribution in Cincinnati, they're coming to us first with flavor. And the other thing we're doing is through our own self-discovery. When we leave Cincinnati, we are finding the best of the best regionally, building those relationships. Again, it's about community.
Yeah.
And saying, we want to be your Cincinnati outpost.
And
So we even introduced them to some of the distributors in the Cincinnati area and said, hey, when you're ready,
that's awesome.
this is who you should go to, and we want to be your first draft account.
And I want to spotlight that with a favorite of mine out of Indianapolis. David and I went up for a concert, and he led me to Gugman House. I had never heard of it before. We sat down. We had 2 tasters, and it was like, is this Trillium in the Midwest? And it was better. It was fantastic, and that began the relationship, right? And now we're targeting them, hopefully in 26, coming to Hoppin Vines, right? So it's that nurturing, that intentionality in those relationships that it's not going to be overnight, but we're in this for the long haul, right? And so it is that personal discovery, that passion discovery that leads to those relationships that still come to life in our system.
Like we know a good IPA, and we keep main lunch on all the time.
Yeah.
Everybody's had main lunch. We don't need to harp on it any more than how great of an IPA it is. But the fact of the matter is we found out through them that we have been their #1 on tap selling in Ohio. So anytime there's a dinner drop, we always get one, at least 2. It's somewhere in that realm that throughout the year we'll have dinner on. If it's available, we'll have it.
Yeah,
that's cool. Yeah.
That's pretty good too, because I know Jungle Jim's has it quite often also. So
right.
maybe #1, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah. Well, no, they do package sales, which we don't. Although, having said that, any of our 40 craft beers can be purchased in a crowler, a 32-ounce crowler, and we have growlers for sale, and we will fill up your growler. Doesn't matter to us, But we're happy to be able to share those beers. So I would say 95% of the time our beers on tap are available in a crowler or a growler. There are certain times that David and I talk and we go, this is the pretty rare one.
Limited, yeah.
I think we need to share it with the 4-ounce and 10-ounce pours, and that's it, So,
Sure,
Yeah. What I took away from what Kyle said is that you and I need to get the keys to go to Indianapolis.
We've been talking about it, so.
Oh, that's a
450
good
north.
idea.
Go ahead,
That's a
450
really good
north
idea.
And Sun King,
Yeah.
and a couple other ones up there. So.
Indianapolis rocks, man. Everyone that goes and hangs out there, they come back with like a
great city.
good story of a good time they had.
Yeah.
So cheers to Indianapolis.
Yeah.
You know, they're not Cincinnati, but hey, you got
Cincinnati, but
you got Indianapolis, all right?
All right. It's kind of like Dayton. They got good stuff up in Dayton too. Like Branch and Bone and that. They're
Dayton rocks.
They're still not
Yeah.
quite Cincinnati.
Branch and
Not
Bone's
quite.
awesome.
Cincy Junior.
Not the variety.
Yeah.
Wow.
Something you guys said that I'm in my business is sales and distribution, and something we always talk about is people buy from people.
Yeah.
I think you guys have been hitting on that. Like, doesn't matter what your product is, it's all about the relationship, the time, the investment. And are you there when I need you? Did you take care of me? You know,
100%.
that's a very
100%.
important part of it. So
Yeah.
And it's why we want to get to even know the people that come in and visit us at Hoppin Vines. Right? We don't want to be just an entertainment transaction.
yeah.
Right? We want them to have an experience and I met the owner. They were really nice and they told me a little bit about the business.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's just making those connections where
Being
people feel
accessible.
like I'm part of this community. I didn't just go there to have a meal.
Yeah, absolutely.
And our team is literally family and decades of friendship.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so that's been integral as we've continued to work together and evolve the business. So yeah, it's
Yeah. I mean, I met you when I was 18 years old.
Yeah.
Right? You know,
There's
going on
something
spring break to Miami of Ohio.
about
to visit my sister.
those relationships that like if you're in the business,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it creates something it's much stronger than
Right.
just a standard experience or a standard transaction.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, we enjoyed talking with you guys. Do you have any other
Yeah.
questions for us?
I think the only thing we haven't hit on, and you touched on it, was the food here. You've got great sandwiches. You've got great pizzas.
I had a banh mi tonight. It was
We had the banh mi
amazing.
tonight, it was
I had
great.
pizza with
Right?
honey in it, and it was like the best thing I've ever tasted.
And then you have some things that feel like what you would get as like bar food, but elevated. And then you have some things that no bar would even attempt.
Yeah.
So all I'd say, like, what's the kind of philosophy behind what the food is offered? Because I'm sure you have to be able to pair with beer, you have to be able to pair with wine, you have to be able to pair with bourbon.
Yeah.
And also, from each of you, what's your favorite menu item?
Ooh.
Okay.
That's fun. Yeah.
I know mine, but tell them the story, Brian.
The whole thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So when we started Hoppin Vines, we touched on a little bit about being like a brewery, right? We chose Delicios as a food partner. They had a space in Montgomery, and then they had a space in Norwood over
Okay.
by
Yep.
Xavier, right? When COVID hit, we were 10 months old, and we had to shut down for 3 months. But at that time, our food partner decided. They said, we can sell it, you can buy it, or you can find a buyer. So we decided to buy it, and we had the great moment of cheersing and going, we're the only idiots buying a restaurant in the middle of the shutdown pandemic. So we had that. But after that, we began, we took over their brand and incorporated it with ours because, we'd always wanted to operate like a brewery because we were brewery like-minded people, That's how we wanted to do things. And so once we took over the restaurant, it took us a couple years, but then we figured out hey, we can offer our customers such an elevated experience here and so right now, my favorite item I'm torn.
It's like
all right?
picking a
So-
favorite child.
Yeah.
it is.
So okay, I have two. I get two.
All right.
I get two.
You have twins.
All right, it's a half and half pizza.
Okay.
Half of it is like this birria pizza that has a street corn queso dip base. It's got some jack cheeses on there, birria beef, and then cilantro and some jalapenos and onion.
And the consomme that you dip it in, too.
Oh yes,
yeah.
and then the red
I had
sauce.
that 2
that's
weeks ago.
So
that is unbelievable. And then I'd split that in half with like the hot honey pepperoni. I mean, you just
That
can't
was
go
really
wrong.
good.
All right, but We do have other great things, and I'll let them touch on that.
So my personal favorite, talk about elevated cuisine.
Yeah.
What brewery or tap room do you go to that has hanger steak skewers wrapped in bacon on a bed of greens with dressing and Parmesan cheese?
Yeah, the peppercorn dressing.
Man.
It's so good.
You can wrap
So
anything
good.
in bacon.
It's
I'd
so
take
good.
it.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, you could get that. It's great with a
Yeah.
really nice beer. You can get one of our high-end wines.
Yeah.
It's such a surprise when you come into a place like that of like, wait a minute. And it's coal-fired. So we have 2 coal-fired ovens we brought in from Italy
Yeah. Oh, that's
that are
awesome.
cooking
yeah.
all of our food.
Yeah.
And they're just awesome. So I don't know, what's your favorite, Kyle?
Well, I'm going to go with it's tough because I was a big Hot Honey fan, still am, right? And the smoked
I
wings.
stole it from you.
And the smoked wings are fantastic.
Yeah, the smoked
good,
wings are
yeah.
great.
What I've enjoyed recently, Brian has really brought through this passion for sandwiches. And I remember we had this owner tasting event, and he was flexing, and we had these things out, and I took one bite of that banh mi, and
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. And now to have back to an elevated sandwich on our menu,
I love it.
it is
So
it's
good.
just delicious.
Yeah.
And but it's kind of like, I was thinking there were so many times when we've seen people surprised and delighted at the beer at the bar as they're
Yeah.
tasting fruited sours they didn't know were possible, right? And now we're surprising and delighting with the food as well,
Yeah.
right? And we have been, because it's been elevated, but we continue to evolve that menu, and I am really proud of that, and it's delicious. So
Yeah.
I'm going with the banh mi.
Yeah, I'm not a jalapeno guy. I had that tonight. I freaking love that sandwich. So
I
I'm with
know.
it. Yeah, so
It's like not that spicy somehow.
Yeah,
you
it
know?
was really good.
But it also is spicy enough,
Yeah.
somehow.
perfect
Yeah.
amount of flavor. So
Yeah. What about you?
Oh, for me, I mean, recently I would say the burrito pizza was
Nice.
the thing that I had that I really, truly enjoyed. I mean, things we ate tonight, the banh mi, the wings.
I'm gonna think about that hot honey pizza for a while.
Yeah.
It's like a pepperoni pizza, but then there's like this little sweetness in the crust. And I was like, that's so different. Like it's
So
just
good.
perfect. Yeah.
I always tell people, you're not born with a dad bod. You gotta earn it.
I've earned it.
You gotta earn
It
it.
takes
Yeah.
work.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, do you all have anything coming up besides the mahjong? Like anything, other events, other things that you're excited about that you just want to share?
You know, right now we're really excited about, obviously we have the NFL ticket this upcoming season. Let's go Bengals. Let's win it all this year. Let's go Hooday. The U.S., the FIFA World Cup. I mean, I think U.S. has got a shot here, boys. Let's go. I'm one of those that has completely disregarded all of history and said USA
Who needs stats?
number 1. All right, that's what I'm excited about. We'll have every FIFA match on. On top of that, we're always here for you in the Reds. We've had an up and down season this year.
That's hard.
And hopefully it's going to start going up again.
Ellie's
All right.
back, so we'll see.
Yeah.
Hey, that's great. That's great. Yeah. I'm excited about that. But just kind of looking forward. Right now we're focused on just kind of supporting our community and hosting a lot of different events like that. But we're talking about maybe doing a zoo day this summer, and I think that could be something that could be a lot of fun. Almost like a petting zoo where the Cincinnati Zoo comes out and brings
that's
out
cool,
some of those animals. I don't think you can pet all of them. I would leave the anaconda alone, but the other ones might be okay. But yeah.
Well, and I'll also go back to the community. Like you mentioned it, right? But we're home to a variety of college sports teams calling us their home, right?
Awesome.
And so for Saturdays, for college football season,
He went to Dayton, so all the Dayton Flyers have been coming here and loving it, but go on. No, I'm just kidding.
a proud UD alum, yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. But yeah, it's the opportunity to celebrate different universities calling us home. Clearly, there's a great sports vibe. I mean, we have a great selection of TVs right around.
27 TVs around.
Tastefully done, right?
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's again, support the community where there's passion, where there's an interest, being a home for that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we've got. It's kind of crazy, but University of Florida from that one over there. UNCW Seahawks fans. All right. Okay. But you know, West Virginia, Army, Navy, you know, like
Notre
Ohio
Dame.
State, Notre Dame. A lot of these alumni groups have been coming in, and you know, whoever you support, we'll support you. We may rib you a little, but you know what? It's all in good
You've
fun,
got a home
right? You got a home here. Every single game, whatever you think. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
Well, if you haven't been to Hoppin Vines, we said it even when we did our first video here last year.
Yeah.
You need to come. Great beer, great food, fun stuff to do.
Absolutely.
Obviously, plenty to watch. It doesn't matter if you like beer, wine, bourbon. If you don't drink, you have non-alcoholic beer, which you have like how many, like 10 or 12?
City's largest.
Yeah, I think we have like 14, 15.
14, 15.
Oh, nice.
Anytime of non-alcoholic
And
selection.
of course, soda.
Yeah.
Things for the kids, too.
Right.
So,
Oh yeah, we got all the drinks for the kids, all that stuff.
The kids
you know.
bowl.
Yeah, ask for Miranda. She makes the best Shirley Temple. Everybody
Yeah.
knows it. Yeah.
hot tip.
Yeah.
So come out to Hoppin Vines when you get the chance. We thank everyone for the hospitality. We thank you.
Thank you. This has been
Thanks for
great.
being here.
Yeah. Thanks for chatting with
Thanks,
us.
guys.
Awesome. Thank you.
guys.
Awesome.
Till
Cheers.
next time.
Cheers.
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 Cincy Brew Time!